to the cloud.
Hello, everyone. Hello. It's so good to see you. Hello, Nancy. Hi, Jill.
Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
It is so good to see everybody. Barbara and Andrea Wood and Vanette is connecting. Hello, Andrea. and Anna. Hello, Anna. Looks like you're on your way somewhere. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Anna. Thank you
It's
for
so great to see all of you.
Yes.
So thank you so much
Denise?
for coming on the European call. Miriam is not with us today. She is out ill. So we are going to pinch hit because we've
Let's
got
all
Carol.
stop and put our hands together. We're going to send lots of healing love
Yes.
to Miriam and to Cornelia and to anybody else who's not feeling their best today. So warm those hands up and a big burst of love,
Healing.
healing, light. Thank
To give
you.
a healing. To give a healing is to get a healing. It just always feels so good when you ground and to send love. That's so beautiful. Well, the purpose of this call, I have my book here handy. It's probably buried. The purpose of this call is to be able to discuss the principles of this book and to be able to share with each other the miracles, the marmas, the healing of this incredible book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. We as a community, I don't know about you, but for me, this is a whole lifestyle change. And so for me, I love it when we come together and we're able to share with each other how we're doing, how we are changing our lives so that we can live vibrant, healthy, and long living lives. So anyway, with that, hello, Dr. Giovanni. So good to see you.
Oh, welcome.
Would you like to unmute and say hello?
Hello.
Hello, young man.
Wow, hello.
Hey, Dr. Giovanni.
Yes, oh, hello.
So good to see you.
Miss Qua.
Dr. Giovanni, we have such a treat for you today where
Good.
Ilaria is here and she's going to be singing a mantra for us. And so we dedicate
Yes,
this to
yes,
you
yes.
and
For this
all of
reason,
us
I'm
who love
here.
you.
I'm here to get imbibed of all the vibration, the wonderful vibration, yes, of love. Yeah, then I have to leave. But just I express my love and gratitude to all of you. Then so I am in Roma, and soon I have to leave. Just to partially.
Before you leave, I have a question that's been coming up in the last couple of days, and I'd love for you just to take a moment. We had someone who's Vadia suggested not to do too many marmas at the same time, that for her particular constitution and dosha and situation that only a few, one or two, and to be really focused. So could you just give us a brief understanding of how many marmas is too many? How do we know which ones that are right for us? Is there a way that we can make sure that we're doing it correctly for our own constitution?
Yes, so Marma, first of all, is a powerful technology, that has a big, powerful instruments. Yeah, so that we can use, we can use for very easily when we just don't have any other tools. Yeah, because we can practice by ourselves. We can easily do to the others, and we can show to the others. So anyway, I never heard Dr. Naram saying that there is a risk of doing too much marma or overdoing marma, because the marma that we are proponing and very well described in the book of Ancient Healing Secrets, so are very safe. Yeah, and obviously you focus in the marma that are more, how you say, that more means if you have a need of marma, suppose you have a low vision, so you focus on the marma that are for the vision. If your problem is for the joints, you focus on that, and then you give more emphasis in numbers and the qualities and the frequency to the marma that are for that. But then there is no other how you say risk of doing or overdoing. Means the marma, when we speak the marma, we are speaking we are speaking about the marma that are described in the Ancient Secrets, because the marma is more complex. There are also marma that are good for arming people. So there are in the olden science, the warriors was knowing the marma, that when you press that marma, you can harm the people, and if you can make people lose consciousness. But the marma that we are speaking of are very safe. So I never heard Dr. Naram to say to someone, be careful or be conscious, don't overdo. I never heard. This is in general.
Okay.
And obviously you need, how you say, a balance, in doing, but there is no
And
risk.
How many times do you recommend that you do marmas on a daily basis?
Yeah, you can do 2 or 3 times a day. So you can do in the morning. Usually we mention as a easy number, 6 per 6 means 36 number. 36 you can do in the morning, afternoon, and then in the evening. So 3 times, 2-3 times is a reasonable number.
Okay. So if we did 6 a day, that and 6 times each, 36 total. That would be okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but obviously you can do more, eh? You can do more. If you have a pain, the marma for the pain, for the joints can be done more. Yeah, if you have any other condition.
Okay.
Just
Thank
in
you
general.
so much. Thank you so much for clearing that up for us, because we're kind of having some discussion about that. It makes it crystal clear. Thank you. Grazie.
Okay.
Grazie.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. All my love to all of you.
And with that, Miss Ilaria.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Jaina. Thank you, Cornelia. Thank you, Mariam, that is not physically present, but I know she's here with the heart. I'm so grateful to be here with every one of you, sharing together love and light and knowledge. And I'm so grateful to share with you some of the universal mantras I learned to improve healing, to improve light and love in our hearts. And may all this good energy and vibe be in every heart and enlightened every mind and every heart in all the world for all the human beings. Thank you for being here. I invite you to be connected, be open to receive, be connected to your heart. You can close your eyes and just be ready, be open to receive. Take a deep breath. Just be connected to your soul. Just relaxed and move your attention from your mind to your heart and listen your desire. What is your burning desire? What do you want like Dr. Naram always say. Samastam Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samastam Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Mi dispiace, perdonami, grazie ti amo. Mi dispiace, perdonami. Grazie ti amo. Grazie ti amo. Grazie ti amo. Om tare tuttare ture soham. Om tare tuttare ture soham. Om tare tuttare ture soham. Om gate gate parasangate bodhiswaha. Om gate parasangate bodhiswaha. Om gate parasangate bodhiswaha. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Bhuyona Prachodaya. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Bhuyona Prachodaya. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Bhuyona Prachodaya. I feel the light guiding away home. I see the light in my heart. I know I am the light, essence essence of our soul. We are alive. Together we are one. Om Arkaya Namaha. Arkaya Om Arkaya Namaha. 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 Om Arkaya Namaha. Arkaya Om Arkaya Namaha.
Bravo!
So beautiful.
Jazz hands for is in the deaf community for our appreciation, Ilaria. That was beautiful, beautiful. And Bridget, thank you for putting the Green Tara mantra words. I also recognize the Gayatri Mantra. Very, very beautiful, Ilaria. What would you like to say about the interpretation of the mantras and what they mean in your life?
Yes, these are some universal mantra that I integrated into my life, that I sing and that I repeat like prayers, like blessings for me, for all the human beings. And the first was Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, which means may all human beings be free from sufferance and be free in general for all kind of attachment or ignorance or desire. And the second was the mantra of peace, Om Shanti, 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 for the universal peace. And then there was the Green Tara mantra, which is the universal mother, and is for bring the energy of the mother and of the healing. And Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhiswaha is a mantra that means that help people to be enlightened, to go beyond their limits, so to open our minds, to open our hearts. And the last song is the Gayatri Mantra, which is another universal mantra for unifying all the energy, the masculine and the feminine energy, and is so powerful because it invites people to bring this light of love into our hearts. So these are some of the mantra which are present in my life each day in my prayers.
Beautiful, beautiful. I read recently on the Green Tara mantra that the Dalai Lama had recommended it for people who are wanting to protect themselves from immunity issues and to also to build their immunity if they're already ill. So they're very powerful tools that you're sharing with us, and we're so grateful that you were able to come on and to share those with us today. Thank you.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
let's put our hands together and send Ilaria much, much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Grazie, grazie, grazie. We're so appreciative of your time today.
And there was also an Italian mantra, Italian words, which was the Oponopono in Italian words. Mi dispiace, perdonami, grazie, ti amo. In English is sorry, thank, I love you. Something like this. I'm sorry, thank you. I'm grateful and I love you.
Dr. Giovanni, would you like to comment on the power of mantras and on Ilaria's performance?
Yes, very good, very good. The mantra is a powerful vibration, powerful vibration that has the capacity to transform our inner being. And yeah, it is very good when, yes, the mantra, like Dr. Naram sometimes was sharing mantra. So it is important that the vibration also take, the mantra get vibration, get energy also when it is listen and transmitted also by the master. And so I like especially not the guy, the Loka Samasta. Loka Samasta is the meaning that we are wishing to also all the words for the heart, Mother Heart, the heart, and all the universe. We are wishing and we are asking and praying to be so that there will be harmony, but also that can be transferred to our worlds, so our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual world. So it is a very powerful prayer for us and for the heart and for the whole universe.
Beautiful.
So thank you very much.
Oh, beautiful. In a few minutes, we are going to go through a slide deck on chapter 1 from Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer by Dr. Clint G. Rogers. And you were so much a part of chapter 1. As you reflect back on that experience, what was in your thought process as you stood in the hospital bed next to a young girl who's been given up on by the medical staff? What was going through your mind as you stood there that day?
This has been one of the most impressive, deep, powerful experience that I had. Yeah, because it's just shown in front of my eyes. Yeah, how these ancient secrets can reverse a deadly, very severe condition that I couldn't expect. I didn't know that was possible while I was studying in the medical college. Yeah, and so I have seen, and that like in a scientific way, so that this the technology, the tools that we are applying is working constantly. Is working not because we have repeated and applied to the person that was in the same ICU. So we have applied to the wonderful Rabat that is well described in the book, but then we have applied to another girl, another lady that was there, and all the people was benefiting on a different level. So it is very, very, I would say, it's like an undoubtable proof that whatever the ancient rishi, the ancient doctors, as the ancient healers, has tried in very innumerable time. So it is still working. So it's very, very good, very, very powerful. So that they've been even more convinced of the beauty of the powerful effect of all the ancient secrets.
And how is Rabat today?
Rabat is fine. So Rabat is very good, very good. Yes, we have seen her in a recent Zoom, and she has now in the university, and she wants to to go studying. She's studying. If I remember, she's studying like economy. Yes, so it is very good, very good. And I hope I would like to go to Bangladesh to meet her soon, as soon as possible.
Oh, that would be so great while you're in India if you could see her again.
Yes,
Celebrate
yes,
her
yes.
beautiful life and what a
Yes, yes, yes.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah. And then there are other people that just applying the principle. No, you have just helped a lot of other person that was in the same condition. So
Amazing.
very good. So
There
yes.
there was that one beautiful lady who her brother was in a coma. Her name escapes me right now, but her brother was in a coma, and she did what Dr. Naram had asked you to do with Rabat. She had done that with her brother, and her brother came out of a coma. And
Exactly.
it's just
Exactly.
it's just so, it's so shocking to me that these simple remedies have such power. But, I think that it's just been, we've just had some conditioning, maybe an exploration of new, science or medical things. And what I'm realizing is that it's so important to come back to the basics and come back to nature. And so, Dr. Giovanni, thank you so much for all of that. Did you leave? I think he might have popped off.
Dana, do you want to, if you would, we have at our, hopefully the technology is going to work. We have a review of chapter 1 of Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer that Miriam did and narrated. And would you be so kind as to share that with us today?
I would love to, but before, I just want to connect with everybody for a minute, if that's okay. Who would have, Barbara, would you like to say something? Yes.
Yes,
I just want to connect with you.
Oh, I want to add something to your story just now, telling about that lady who helped her brother. Remember? I remember when Dr. Clint and Dr. Giovanni were in the Netherlands. I forgot her name, but that lady came to see Dr. Clint and Dr. Giovanni, and she told about that story. And Jenny, who was also there, the coordinator for all translations, Jenny was there. And as I remember, Jenny had made a picture of Dr. Naram, a big picture. She painted that one and she gave it to Dr. Clint. And that painting was in the room when that lady came in, and she told her story. It was like her brother was taken to the hospital and he was in coma. And actually she had the book laying on the table. She had not yet read the book, and she wanted to read it. Or maybe she just read the first chapter. I don't remember. But she went to bed, and then she had a dream. And in that dream, Dr. Naram came to her and gave her a ring.
Barbara, was there the picture?
It was a ring with a blue stone or a green stone. That was what she remembered. And Dr. Naram only gave her the stone, and then he went away without saying anything. And then that lady went, the next morning she went to the book and went through the book and read about the milk and the onions. And she thought, well, my brother is in coma and nobody can help him. Well, just try it. So she brought the milk and the onion to the hospital, and without showing it to any nurse or so, and she put it there. But while talking about what happened with her brother, she then suddenly saw the painting of Dr. Naram there in that room. And she said, wow, that was the ring, that one ring he gave to me. the ring that was that Jenny painted in the painting.
It's so amazing.
It was so incredible. And the other thing was, she put the milk and the onions in that room next to the head of the brother. And then she saw something changed. So the next morning when she came back, maybe she read the book again and she put some more ingredients. I don't remember, but she came, and then the nurses told her she could not bring anything inside. And she only asked, could you please leave me alone with my brother? And she went into the room and then immediately saw her brother change. He opened his eyes and looked up to the ceiling. So she called the nurse, and the nurse said, oh no, this is nothing, this is nothing. This is only like a spasm. And she said, no, my brother needs help, my brother needs help. No, this is nothing. And that was what the nurse put into the hospital paper, the medical record, you know? So the brother was not helped there. And finally, she tried to find another place for her brother because she wanted him to be helped in a good way. And all hospitals said no, because they were reading the medical report that was in the hospital. But at least finally she found the place. And that was the time that she came to Dr. Clint to tell about the story. So we don't know how the end was. But it was so amazing that before she treated her brother, Dr. Naram himself came to her and gave her the ring and went away.
It's so amazing. It
It was
amazing.
so touching. It was almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
But not only, but because she pointed the ring that he had given to her, the ring on his finger in the painting. Everybody just had to be.
Let me ask all of you, by the show of hands, and how many of you have had some sort of experience with Dr. Naram? I know I have. You know, even if it was an impression or something, there's a few of us that have. Yeah. You know, I really do believe that Dr. Naram is leading this work. And I do believe that, you know, he does. Yeah, Andrea, you have definitely been led by Dr. Naram. Andrea, would you be able to share your story about the index? Would you have a moment to do that? I know you're driving. I want you to be safe.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hi. Yeah, no, I'm safe now. I've just pulled into a parking spot. But you know, the strangest things happened when I started indexing the book. First of all, I was prompted to index it, and I was like, no, thank you. You know, and then the prompting came again to index the book. I was like, no, that's okay. But then when it started showing up in my dream at night, then I knew I had to index the book, right? Because I wasn't free to make a decision whether to do it or not. So once I started working on the book, I would get these nudges to go and check various words. And when I checked the words, I would find out that the page number was off or so, and it kept happening over and over. And anytime I worked on the book, it's like I entered this space where time nor worries existed. And I experienced what I guess you could say was flow and euphoria. I had never felt anything like that before in my life, you know. And so I knew that spirit was guiding me. Now, I've never seen Dr. Naram's face in my dealings with the book, but somebody was guiding me through the whole process, and I would like to think it's Dr. Naram. And ever since working on the book, if I'm ever in a position where I need an answer, all I do is, I request Dr. Naram. I said, Dr. Naram, what should I do? Or what would you do? And the answer comes immediately. So there's so much to our existence here on this earth that defies so many of my religious teachings and that I've been exposed to, that I can't even have these conversations with my mom, who is so religious, because she would probably think I'm possessed or something, How do I go and tell her about these things? I so want to share them with her, but I know she would completely reject it as I don't know, voodoo or something,
Yeah, I do understand. A lot of you don't know, but when I was very, very young, I could see spirits. I would ask my mom, why were these people in our house? And she'd say, there are no people in the house. And I learned to turn it off, and but as I worked with it, and I understood that I had this ability. Anyway, when I connected with Dr. Clint, the very first night after I had connected with him, he had asked me to do a project for the data entry. I woke up in the middle of the night and I knew Dr. Naram was in my room. And he was just kind of, saying hello, basically. And that wasn't the last time. He's come to me several times. My sister was very sick and I had asked him for assistance, and he did show up, and I did see him in my room, communicating with him back and forth. And that's, he has shown me visions. He has given me guidance. He truly has been a key factor whenever I'm working on ancient secrets things. He truly is there, especially if I ask him. There was one time he showed up and I said, what are you here for? And he says, you asked me to come. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I did. So, but Andrea, so I understand those promptings and those nudgings, and it excites me that you have touched every single word in the book, and that you really, really have put your heart and soul into the index. So a lot of you may not know the story, that Andrea did do the index, and the index is still with Dr. Clint. He's working it through. He's trying to figure out how to implement it into the other languages as well. So there's still some work in progress, but we're so grateful for you, Andrea, because I know many of us, if not all of us, have go to the index of the book and there is not one. And it's like, oh, it would be so helpful to have an index. So thank you.
I'm really great. I'm grateful that Dr. Clint did not do an index, because I would not have had the experience I did indexing the book. Many times you hear me joke that the book has its own pulse. Trust me, it really does. The book has its own pulse. Every single word in that book is alive. That many times I open the book and just place my head in it. I think so much will be revealed in the future about the magic of this whole ancient secrets knowledge that we are being exposed to, that I just show up, and open with heart and spirit to just absorb it all,
Yes,
So,
it shows.
yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your open heart. Is there anybody else who would like to say anything? Something that they've experienced, something that they've been prompted to in what we've been talking about? Just unmute. Yes. Manira.
Oh, hello, everybody. So good to see you all. Oh, I just wanted to say something to Andrea. Andrea said last time that she wanted to, one of her profound wishes was, Andrea, you said you wanted to be a powerful communicator. I can well remember that. And I felt that you shared so powerfully now. Such a beautiful communicator. Every single word of it, really, I didn't move 1 second. I was just totally listening to what you were saying. So I wanted to say that actually, that's what you were wishing for last time. And we all said, Andrea, you share powerfully. You are a powerful communicator. And yet again, once again, you showed that to us. This is what I wanted to say, actually. Thank you.
Oh, that is so absolutely sweet. You can't imagine what it means to me to hear that. Because sometimes the words don't come easily for me. It's like I have to process it, and then it's, then it comes. And so, so many of us take so many things for granted. But for me, sometimes formulating a sentence is like a challenge. Can you imagine? a sentence. So imagine what a person with Alzheimer's is going through, They have the words, they have the ideas, the thoughts in their head, and they're just not able to hear them, so they're locked in their heads, So that's my, I guess you could call it my Aditi Devo Bawa. And I heard someone say, let your mess be your message. So that's my mess I'm dealing with.
I think all of us have a little mess we're dealing with within our own selves and our own challenges. Thank you for that powerful reminder, Andrea. You're just amazing. Such a example of whole heart living. And thanks, Manira, for sharing that experience, your experience of Andrea with us. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share with us? Nancy, would you like to say something? Say hello to us.
Hello. I haven't had any experiences with Dr. Naram, but the way I was raised in our religion and stuff like that, the two coincide so easily. I am just beyond blessed. Every time I learn about this stuff, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this just proves to me what I've been taught my whole life. It's just booming within me. And I'm so happy to be in this group. And, I know we come from all different areas and sections and cultures, but it's just so incredibly amazing that we can bond like this, even when we've had our little, being brought up in a religious era or whatever community, you seem to have walls built, and I remember thinking that, I remember I was adopted and I learned my cousins were Catholics, and I thought, oh no, they're Catholics, oh no. How dumb is that? But so what I'm saying is this is just so fantastic, and it's so freeing, which is wonderful. So I hope that's what I was allowed to say.
You're allowed to say what you need to say, what you want to say. Thank you, Nancy, so much.
By the way, I love Catholics. Everybody. I hope this is being recorded. Oh, it is.
It is. I've been having some conversations this week regarding this first message in the book, if I can find it. I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. Love will teach you. Because I realize that this is the consensus. This is what we as a group have come together. This is the consensus that we have all agreed to. And look at how universal it is. And being that, we're coming from Catholicism, Jewish, religious backgrounds. We come from non-religion. We come from, there is no, love is love. Love is universal. And when we come together as a group and consent that we are going to love, that's where we feel so much connection with each other. It's absolutely beautiful. All right. Anybody else would like to say something? Okay. Yes, Tia.
Hi, can you hear me okay? All right.
There we go.
I can turn up. I don't know if that
There
helps.
we go. Yep, I can hear you.
I would just go ahead and share that the first night I signed up for the miracle experiment in December. I signed up on, I believe, on the 28th or the 29th of November. I woke up that morning with someone sitting in their etheric body right next to my bed, and my etheric body and that etheric body was having a conversation. And the only thing I brought into this consciousness, this experience, was us saying good night to one another as I woke up into this body and into this consciousness. And so it's always happening because that is our nature. We are multi-bodied, we are multi-dimensional. And I'm in this group for the main reason to heal my physical body, because I know it's in our physical body the ability to access the wisdom and gifts and that pure love from those other realms. If we have a healed body and we're in alignment, body, mind, soul, it's gonna get good, kids. We're gonna have a really good time.
I'm so glad that you have those reflections, Tia. Just, you know, to me, you are such an inspiring person. You know, I believe that you follow your heart, you connect with your wisdom, and you do what you feel is best. And I so appreciate your radiant light and your willingness to share some very vulnerable things that are very personal and dear. You're just, thank you. It's just inspiring.
Thank you. And thanks for this call.
I'm so grateful that Miriam decided to gather us all together. I think that we all like having reasons to connect, reasons to come together. You know, like I said in the very beginning of the call, it is not easy to change our lifestyle. And it's easier when there are people who subscribe to the same desire. And so we're just going to do this one step at a time all together, and know that anytime you need any support, to reach out. And I love that the principles of the books help alleviate fear and ego, and it's amazing. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share before we do the video? Okay, so I'll go ahead and share the video, and then afterwards we can see if it sparked a thought or an intention with somebody else on the call.
And bows down to the divinity, that beautiful, beautiful spark of light within you. Satguru says, the moment you place your hands together, our dualities, your likes and dislikes, your cravings and aversions are all leveled out. So today I lovingly invite you to go on a journey with me to explore the chapters of The Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer by Dr. Clint G. Rogers. Before we begin, I would like to send my gratitude and blessings to the Siddha Veda lineage. So to Dr. Clint G. Rogers, to Dr. Naram, Dr. Smita and Krishna, to Baba Ram Das, and to Jivaka, who was the physician of Buddha. So sending them so much love, so much peace, and so much blessings. So let's dive into chapter 1 of The Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. This chapter is about love and hope. Dr. Pankaj Naram said, I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you. As we explore this chapter together, I invite you to reflect on these questions. How has love guided you? Whom do you love? And what would you do for them? So here are some of the highlights of Chapter 1. We discover some Mama Shakti points for someone in a coma. We learn how an onion and milk, along with other ancient secrets, can help patients wake up from a coma. We hear the story of a mother's love for her daughter, and we also see some contagious healing as a nurse's sister wakes up from a coma along with other patients in the same ward. Some of my favorite lines from this book are the ones that follow. You are not reading these words by accident. You and I are connected, and I believe you were led to this book at this point in time for a specific reason. Chapter 1 is called Ancient Healing Secrets That Can Save Your Life, and it takes place in Mumbai, India. Dr. Clint shares, I was in Mumbai, India, visiting the clinic of Dr. Naram, who I'd been told was a renowned healer. Dr. Naram invited me to the studio to watch while he recorded a TV show on ancient healing, which broadcasted in 169 countries. Out of curiosity, I decided to go. I found myself getting annoyed when I heard the commotion in the room. A woman wearing a green shawl entered the studio, speaking loudly, completely disruptive, and utterly oblivious to the silence in the room around her. Dr. Naram, she said, I need you. Please, please save my daughter's life. She's about to die. I beg you. I watch your TV show every morning in Bangladesh where you help so many people. We use the home remedies you share anytime we get sick, and they work. Dr. Clint shares the woman's name was Reshma. She traveled with her 11-year-old daughter, Rabat, over 1,000 miles to Mumbai from Bangladesh to one of the best cancer hospitals in the world. We discovered that Reshma was praying for any solution to save her only daughter, who was in a life-threatening coma due to complications from blood cancer treatments. The specialist doctors said there is no hope. We've never seen anyone in a condition this severe come out. It's time to let her go, they advised. Reshma believed with all her heart that there was a reason Dr. Naram was in Mumbai the same time that she was. She said, you must be here for a reason. Allah led me to you. You are my only hope. And so Dr. Naram listened, and he stopped recording the TV show. And as he listened to her, he shared, my master taught me, no matter how big the problem or difficulty, never give up hope. And so he asked Dr. Giovanni to go and see Reshma in hospital. And he asked Dr. Clint, or invited Dr. Clint to join Dr. Giovanni. Entering the hospital, this is what Dr. Clint saw. Rabat was barely breathing. Her eyes twitched while held shut with tiny strips of tape. Her young face and body was swollen and puffy with the lure of death. A sharp needle pierced her wrist and was connected to an IV. The tubes protruding from her nose and mouth helped her breathe, while the electrical wires attached to her chest and head tracked her vital signs. Dr. Clint says, unsure what to say as we stood gazing at her unconscious daughter, I thought of a question Dr. Naram asked me when we first met. The same question he asks everyone What do you want? And so Dr. Clint decided to ask Reshma this. What do you want? And this is what she says. All I want is for my little girl to open her eyes and say, Mummy again. Dr. Clint couldn't help wondering, was it arrogant of Dr. Naram to think his ancient healing methods could defy the odds when the best experts could not? Witnessing Reshma's despair triggered emotions that had long been buried inside me. I was 8 years old, visiting my own sister at the hospital, not long before her unexpected death. As a boy, I watched my sister suffer and felt helpless to do anything about it. Startled by this memory, as Reshma stood next to me quietly crying, I felt tears swell in my eyes. Dr. Clint shares, in that moment, I was struck by how fragile life is. The distance between life and death for any of us could be only 1 or 2 breaths away. I became conscious of the air entering and exiting my lungs. Dr. Giovanni shared, Dr. Naram says there are things we must do immediately after he has taken Reshma's pulse, Rabat's pulse. So Dr. Clint shares, Dr. Giovanni focused exclusively on the ancient healing methods. First, he took herbal tablets out of his bag, which he had Reshma crush, mix with ghee, and apply it to Rabat's navel. In the cases where the person cannot eat, this area of the body, the navel, acts like a second mouth, used in ancient times to bring needed nutrients to the body. Dr. Giovanni instructed Reshma where and how often to press specific points on her daughter's hand, arm, and head. According to Dr. Naram's lineage, this deeper healing instrument is called Mama Shakti. Now, if you look on this slide, on the left is a picture of Dr. Giovanni, and this is an image from one of the videos of where he is talking with Dr. Clint and with Rabat and Reshma. So if you would like to watch this video, it is on www.myancientsecrets.com. And in this video, Dr. Giovanni says, this mama point, and you can see it in the picture, which is on the right hand and the index finger, allows words to go past any mental blocks and directly to the subconscious mind. And so Reshma would whisper loving words to her daughter, Rabat, and press this mama point. So in the hopes that these words would be heard by Rabat. Dr. Giovanni says, we need an onion and some milk. Dr. Giovanni put pieces of the onion in a bowl and placed them on a table to the left of Rabat's head. Then he had Reshma pour milk into a second bowl and set it on the right side of her daughter's head. It was surreal. We were surrounded by the most expensive, state-of-the-art medical equipment. Slicing an onion and pouring a bowl of milk? Really? Thought Dr. Clint. And then something amazing happened. The next day, Rabat's dependence on the ventilator had reduced from 100% to 50%. She was breathing more on her own. 3 days after our visit to the hospital, Reshma called again. She's awake. She looked into my eyes and called me Mummy. And Dr. Clint couldn't help wondering as they drove to the hospital. Even as we drove through traffic, I regretfully admit, wondering whether Rabat would still be out of the coma when we arrived. Maybe opening her eyes was a momentary fluke. Dr. Clint says, my doubts disappeared the moment we walked through the door of her hospital room and saw this beautiful girl, now awake, sitting on the bed. She'd been in a coma. How could pressing points on her body or placing an onion and milk beside her head have helped? Was this result even related to what Dr. Giovanni did? Or did she wake up because of some other unrelated factor? So Dr. Clint was wondering, how did these ancient methods create such profound healing? If these methods were so effective, even in extreme cases of life and death, why didn't more people know about them as an option? And that's the end of our summary for chapter 1 of the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. So I would like you to take this moment, or I invite you to take this moment with love to reflect on these questions once again.
Am I the only one not able to see anything on the screen?
Who do you love? And what would you do for them? And I also invite you to reflect on that important question that Dr. Naram always asks. What do you want? I would like to take this moment to thank my teachers, to thank my family for this incredible opportunity to share the highlights of the ancient secrets of a master healer. I love, love, love you, and I'm with you. Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar.
Jana, thank you for sharing that. And Andrea, I could see it just fine. I don't know if anyone else had any problem with the sharing, but I was able to see every screen without a problem. So might be just something in your connection.
Yeah, I think it's my device. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Jana, could you stop sharing? Okay, it seems that Jana had to leave the room for a moment, so she can, of course, then no one can stop the sharing right now. And I guess, Carol, if you want to take over.
Yes, let's see if I can, is there a way I can stop this as,
You might be able, I don't know.
okay, I'm going to try. This will stop sharing. Do you want to continue? Yes. And let's see. I'm going to I share screen 1 and stop maybe. And stop share. Okay. Are we back?
Well done.
All right. Wow, that was so awesome to see that again. I just never tire of it. It's such a miraculous. Let's see if I can go to speaker. Cornelia, I'm going to mute and see if it'll come back. Hello. Technical difficulties. We'll go to a gallery view. Yay, I can see everybody. Jill, I'm going to pick on you. As you see this, this reminder of chapter 1 and where you were when you started the book, what are your thoughts on it?
Gosh, crikey, talk about having grown so much since then. I was, the first time I read it, it was like, wow, you know, and chapter 1 just blew me away. You know, it's like, gosh, I just have to read this book. And I've read it twice now. And to just hear Mariam reading it again has just been magical. But yes, I've grown so much. And, you know, to right at the start there, it was like, when I first heard it, or Mariam reading it, it was sort of the start of the friendship and relationship with the Ancient Secrets community. And I feel very blessed to know so many people now and feel their love so much. So it's just been a remarkable journey, to be quite honest. And, you know, it was only last year, really. I mean, it wasn't until I, you know, had my first session with Dr. Clint, or Denny did, and that's what introduced us. We'd started reading the book a little bit before, and then we were introduced to Dr. Clint, and then of course the course. So it's not that long ago, it was only last year that I first came across the book.
Amazing.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, it just was magical. So I'm thrilled that we're going through this again, actually, because I think every time, whether it's you're reading a book or listening to someone narrating it, you pick up something different every time. You know, it's like I'm editing Den's all the interviews that I did with her, and I'm editing it and I'm going over it for about the 4th time, and each time I see something different. Oh, yes, that happened, or that happened, or I need to take that out, or, you know, my spelling's incorrect, you know, but every time, whatever it is, you seem to sort of become aware of something different. So yeah,
that was true too for the audio book for me. You know, I read the book, but then to hear it, I had a completely different experience of going through the audio book, which was really wonderful. Thank you, Jill. It's great to see you. Great to hear from you as always. So one of the marmas that's in chapter 1, that's a really good one to know, to have in your repertoire, is the one where you kind of squeeze your head, and it's to be present, and you put your palm of your hand on your forehead, and then you touch your 3rd fingers together as you gently squeeze your head 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then take a deep breath, blow out through your mouth, and then turn your head the other way. Touch your 3rd fingers together, stretch out your thumbs and your index fingers as far as you can, and squeeze again 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the other one that was in that chapter is the one just below the nose and above the lip, and it's to be in the present. And this is something that I have to work on all the time, because what I know for myself is, if I'm in the past, that's where my depression is. If I'm in the future, that's where my anxiety is. And if I'm in the present, that's where I find joy, creativity, artistry, and peace and calm. So let's do this one too, just below the nose. Find that tender spot just above the bone level and press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, this has been such an interesting time. We had Dr. Giovanni, who talked about marmas and mantras. We had some sharing of miracles. We had magical music with Ilaria. We had a great message about messes from Andrea, and then the chapter with Miriam. So lots of M's today. Miriam's message on chapter 1. So I'm gonna open it back up to anyone. Zappy, I'd love to hear from you, how things are going in Greece for you, how things have been, and your journey and experience, and if there's something you'd like to say for today.
Oh no, I'm just honestly, I'm exhausted, so I'm just enjoying hearing the review of the book. I think that's really important that we really get it ingrained in us. Yeah, thank you, Miriam, so much for doing that. And thanks for spearheading things, Carol. I just love like hearing it because like you're right, you think of different things when you review the book again. And so I think that's important for all of us. So
Indeed.
thank you so much. Thanks so much for facilitating.
Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Can't wait to come visit you in Greece someday soon.
Yep. I'll see you in
Callie.
India first.
Oh yeah, we might meet in India. That's true. Callie, how have you been? How's the day? How's the meeting been for you today?
Great meeting. I missed the first 20 minutes, missed the music, but it has been fantastic. It reinforces what I've been learning. And the first time I read that question about who do I love, I went completely blank. Did not know what to write down. And today I can have a list that is so long. And so it has been an incredible change in the last 2 years for me. And I'm a late bloomer, so it looks like I was sitting on the egg for some time. And so things are so different for me today. And I feel so much energy. I feel stronger mentally, physically. One of the best moral points I've learned for myself was the resentment, forgive and forget.
Would you like to share that with us?
I love to. It's the one that you put the left hand and then you put the right hand and then you press the right at the corner here. And you imagine who you're resenting, or the situation or the person, and you just let it go. And the doctors also mentioned that sometimes they go between patients and there might be a difficult patient, so they'll just press this point. And then someone else shared with me that to unlock the jaw, you can just press and hold onto it right here. So this is also another one, which I don't know the name of, but forgive and
Excellent.
forget. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate
Most
that
welcome.
very much. Yeah. And Miss Sissy, who do you love?
Oh, I love you all, for starters. Definitely. My new brothers and sisters in this community has just been absolutely amazing. I think my kids, naturally they come first. My kids are both, they live in the UK. My daughter is still studying. My son is finished and now he's working there. So, that's my first word with the universe, and my last thought when I go to bed, protect them, and of course protect my brothers and sisters wherever they are. I believe that we are one. So, every soul in this room, it's a reflection of me one way or another. So I love you guys. And I'm grateful that we're all here learning from each other.
That self-love too is so important, that we need that self-love so we can not only instill it in our children, but they see it, they feel it, they know what unconditional love looks like, because we're a reflection of that. And how much better to teach our children that self-love instead of hearing from the ego all the time, And I think that was one of my things, that tripped me up a lot. It was about getting an education. It was about being successful. It was about, stuff that fed the ego and not stuff that fed the soul and the spirit. So lessons learned as we get older and wiser, perhaps. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I appreciate it, Sissy. And thank you for your co-hosting here. It's such a great thing to be able to pull people together from your part of the world so that you guys can share and build a community and support one another. And it's exciting work. I'm so glad Miriam was able to get this going. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. A pleasure.
Does anybody else like to have a word here? You can unmute yourself and speak if you'd like.
I guess I would like to speak for a moment, Cornelia here. Sorry, I'm not on the video today, but I'm not really in a position at the moment to share my video, but I still wanted to speak because about something that was said, when you really go back now reading the book again, and I can only tell you, the more often you read the book, there's just another channel, in a sense, opening within you. A lot of you know, but some of you might not know that I was actually the proofreader, or one of the many proofreaders for Dr. Clint, and for the English version. And I read the book probably 10, 12 times at that point. And it's astonishing that now when I go back, because now I'm reading it in German as I'm about to finish the German version for the proofreading, the same thing is happening again, that with every time I'm being involved with the words, with every single word spoken and written, there's something opening up in me, and I discover a new dimension in the words, but also in myself. And that is something that I have never experienced in any book. But probably I have to admit that I have no other book I've read as many times as that one. But also the interesting thing is for me that every time I read it, I'm still so drawn in. I'm still feeling all the emotions that I felt the first time. There's just magic in reading it. So now as we are going through this chapter on the European calls here, I really, really would invite you to take the time and every week go back to these chapters, read it again, maybe a second time, and let everything sink in. And as Mariam was mentioning also, there are bonus videos that go with each of the chapters, and they are hosted on myancientsecrets.com. So please take advantage of them. They are beautiful and they are giving you even deeper insights. And last but not least, there are also very powerful questions at the end of each of the chapters. So every time I do them, there are new answers, new insights, new discoveries about my life and about myself. So this is just an invitation that Miriam is actually giving us by sharing again these beautiful PowerPoint presentations and her amazing voice to take us really deep into this experience of the chapters. That's just kind of what came to my mind when I was listening to Mariam again and listening to your shares. Thank you.
Thank you, Cornelia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so grateful for all that you do. It's so many things that go unseen, and so many times that we don't have a chance to say how grateful we are for you and for every minute of energy and time that you give to all of us in the community. So thank you, and so much love to you. Naharika, I'm going to ask you to unmute and see if you'd like to share something with us. Hello.
Hello, everybody. So actually, I can. What happened today? One of my last patients came, and she goes through very, very powerful treatments because they want to have a child, and all these hormonal treatments. Her body was totally upside down, and she had a migraine, and I'm a physiotherapist. So I actually was looking more like tiredness and tightness and all these. And she started to talk about all these treatments and how her body reacts. And I just happened to have one extra book, Isn't Secret. So I told her that if she wants to read it, so I can give it to her. And she said, no, I can, do you say lend it? She can borrow it. She can, I said, whatever you want, but it's brand new and you can take your time and read. So off she went after the treatment. It was actually quite nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. And who knows what that can lead to. That's so exciting.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for your generosity and kindness. So PT, physical therapy, one of my favorite disciplines. So grateful to know that ancient secrets are being incorporated into that discipline as well. And it's very nice. Do you have a Marma point that you have a particular fondness for?
I actually love this forgive and forget, but yes. I use these like 6x6, like Dr. Heyman has showed that you can really work with all these like 6x6 and like 5 and of course this to love myself.
Yes.
So not really.
You just use them all.
I have used a couple of times. I have ghee at work, so I have used these for the patients to just calm them down and also I have tried with I have one 95-year-old lady. She's very good, but her blood pressure is high. and a couple of times we have done these with ghee and here and navel and your soul's foot.
So if I remember correctly, you put the ghee on on both temples and you massage clockwise.
Right. You really, yeah.
And then you do counterclockwise, right?
Yeah, right. You really take and you can push. And of course here on top of the put ghee and your navel. And then
that's to lower blood pressure.
Right. And it really works. It really works.
I can bring mine down about 10 points with that. It's pretty impressive, on the digital machine to see the drop. And of course, breathing helps and centering helps and and all of it. Yes, thank you so much. It's a beautiful share.
Thank you. Thank you.
So grateful to have you here today. Okay. Oh, Jaina's back. Welcome back, Jaina.
Thank you.
Esther Francis, it's always good to hear from you.
That's very funny because I was just writing a little sign off saying that in a few minutes I have somebody coming and I need to get a little bit of lunch before they get here. But it's just beautiful to tap in, to feel the energy, to reconnect. And I love the reminders, to I in the morning now when I'm taking my shower, I've added on a lot of the points while I have the hot water running down my back, and it feels so good. And it's a wonderful place because that's usually, right when I'm out of bed and prepping for the day, so to speak. And you might want to play with that and see if you like it. And yeah, so just love and blessings to everyone. So I miss Mariam's and I know it'll be recorded and I look, everything she does is so gorgeous. So that will be a real treat to be able to get inspired by her presentation. And thank you all that are bringing this into being, and how wonderful the expansion of possibility for us all. So
oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Esther. It's a collective effort, and we're so blessed to have people Miriam is a skilled illustration artist, and to have she and Heidi in the same community, we're so blessed to have such talent among us, and so many other artists, including yourself, that are in our midst. So it's truly remarkable how we've all been assembled together to support one another.
Indeed. And
Yeah.
you, and I just want to speak to you. I love the way you bring in the marmas besides all your tech ability behind the scenes. You do that very, very beautifully. So
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you.
All
Oh, yeah.
right. I gotta
Thank you.
go. Love you
Bye.
all.
So
Thanks.
much love to you. For anyone who has any connections for Asia Pacific, we have a call Fridays Pacific time. It's 5 p.m. in the U.S., 7 Central, 8 in Eastern time. So that's 1 a.m. in the UK. It's tomorrow in Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Japan, China. So we have that call because it's too, it's the timing isn't very good for Sunday. So we've been doing that call for well over a year now. And so anyone who is so inclined or have a sleepless night or knows somebody who's in the Asia Pacific vicinity, they're more than welcome. The same channel, just a little bit different time. That we'll be doing that soon. So in closing, unless anybody else has anything else that they'd like to share.
I do. I have something. You know, we are all volunteers. And, you know, sometimes when you share this much, it means a lot. And I really would like to invite each one of you to dig inside of yourself and say, what is it that I can share with the group here? What is it that I can do to help, you know, not only elevate yourself and your own experience, but even elevate this work along, you know, to be able to help the work along. And it just may simply you making, you know, change in your own life. You know, I know it is for me right now because my family is not open to making those changes, but they are watching me very closely. So I wanted to just thank the people who have been in the chat for the Mung Bean group. Your comments and support have meant so much. You know, I got pulled away unexpectedly this week. Cornelia got sick. You know, Carol and Dr. Clint and Cornelia have been working on the trainings. And so your support and your help and your authenticity, I know Callie has been such a great support to be able to help people with your own knowledge and your own wisdom. Thank you for sharing, you know, thank you for taking it in upon yourself to be able to say, let me lift another person. Let me help them along. Let me instill a little bit of wisdom. I just so appreciate it. So that's all I'm asking is, you know, this is growing so quickly and we need as many people, as little or as much as you can give. Thank you, Callie. I love your thumbs up. Thank you. Do you have anything you want to say, Callie?
All hands on deck.
Yeah.
Many, what is it? What's the phrase?
Many hands make light work.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's it. It really does help. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
And you know, you never know, just that little text that you put in makes a world of difference, you know, and it may not feel like you've done very much, but you have, you know, so, and I appreciate you verifying the authenticity of your answers too, you know, or just owning what you know, you know.
Yes,
so.
lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask everybody to unmute and to join in with our usual I am with you and I love you. And
Carol,
thank you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm
Love
with
you
you.
and I'm with
I'm
you.
with
and
you.
I'm with
Thank you
you.
all.
And I'm with you. Love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
Okay, Barbara. Need to unmute if I can get you unmuted.
Hi, dear Carol. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
From last Sunday's call, it was my understanding that tomorrow we would have an orientation call for the 1-year training, enrichment training.
Yes.
But from the email that I received today, I understood that tomorrow is the start of the training.
It's an orientation for everyone tomorrow.
It's not the start.
It is kind of the start, but it's still an orientation, because the decision whether you want to partake in it or not is happening after that call. But it is
okay.
already considered as the first the first session of the immersion, but everyone is invited to it.
The reason I'm asking is because I have not applied yet, because I understood that tomorrow several details will be shared. And I was waiting for those details.
Yeah.
Barbara, what I'd really recommend is I would recommend to go ahead and put in your application. The application is only showing that you are interested, and that puts you on the email for you to get the emails. You do not have to participate once you get the details. If you decide that it's not for you, there's no obligation. But just because you show interest, if you could put in that, what it has been about is it's helped Dr. Clint understand, you know, who is very interested. And the reasons why they are interested. And then that helps him as he's formulating, you know, everything, you know, because, yeah.
Okay, because there was a question asking, what are your gifts? What is it that you want to share, what you're able to share with the group? And I don't know what is my gift.
I would say one of your greatest gifts is your presence. You have a grounded presence about you that I just really appreciate. And I look to you. When you're there, there's a feeling of solidarity for me. So, you know, it doesn't.
You know, sometimes I have difficulty formulating the sentence. I know it here, but to formulate, sometimes I cannot formulate a sentence in my own language, let alone in another language. But when I sit in front of you, one-to-one connection, then I can. But putting it on paper, that's not so easy.
And that's okay. If you need to skip that question, then skip the question. Just because that's exactly where you are, and it's perfect. And maybe you can say in there where it says, what are your gifts that you can share? You can say, I'm in a place of discovery. You know, I'm in a place of discovering my gifts. I know that they're there, but I can't formulate it.
I want to share myself, but I don't know what is the gift to be shared.
And that's perfect. And maybe that's it. Maybe the word is self. I don't know.
Jenna, I love you for telling me this.
Can I just jump in? Because what's come to me is that, Barbara, I think if you actually write that in your gifts, saying that I don't know what my gifts are, I can't formulate it, you know, that's your truth, and that's your total honesty, and that in itself is a gift.
It sounded to me so weird. And because it sounded so weird, I could not put it on paper.
But that's your truth is your gift.
Wow,
does that make sense?
You know, I don't know if anybody else experiences this or not. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to get emotional. Boy, I always get emotional on these calls. There are days where I wake up and I say, I have no idea what I am contributing to this world. And then I'll get a message or an email or something, and they remind me that I have love. I contribute love. And that's more than enough.
That's the most beautiful thing you can contribute.
And that's the same for you. It's
I
the
have
most
a
beautiful.
lot. I have much love to share.
Yes.
But I thought I should have written on the paper, oh, I'm a therapist in this or in that, but I'm not a therapist. I don't have healing background. I'm a crazy other person.
You know,
Barbara, may I chime in here? This immersions course is about you. It is not about being a therapist, being necessarily helping others, even though this will come automatically once you
I
learn
need
more
to help
and more.
myself first.
But it is about you. And this immersion, we were yesterday sitting together and having a look at what's ahead of us for the next 12 months. And it's exciting. I can tell you will learn everything tomorrow about that. And it is about you. It is about you growing. It's about you finding who you are, about you finding your purpose. It's about finding everything that is inside of you already. You just need to uncover it. And I'm just so excited just from knowing what's coming, and definitely fill it out whatever you can, but be on the call tomorrow and listen to it, and then you can make a decision if that's the right thing for you to do. But I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
you know, for sure, I wanted to be there, for sure. Not 100%, but 200%. The only thing is that I could not formulate the gifts.
We were just talking about, my gift is to love everyone and to
My gift is to be there and
to be
to
there.
give myself.
You know.
Well, ladies, dearest ladies, thank you so much, dear Carol, dear Jaina, dear Cornelia, everybody who helped me, Jill. Oh, thank you so much. And we meet each other tomorrow.
Okay, in the chat, I put several things in there. I put the time for the call. I put the link to the form where you can register. And I also put in the link for the Ancient Secrets Zoom.com where the call will be held. So hope that you'll take advantage of that. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be life-changing. It's transformational. And I think everybody who goes through it will find that their life is completely different when they come out the other side.
But how can I copy this?
You right click, you click on it with a Control-C to copy, and then you go to your, I use a thing called WordPad, and you can open that up and then Control-V to paste it. Control-C, Control.
So Barbara, even the link should be live in the chat. So even if you just click on that link, it should open up another window with whatever you're on.
Yeah.
And it should, you know, you should be able to
let's see what.
You know, I'll ask Carol.
Yeah,
would
it
you
opens
mind?
already.
Okay, perfect. I was
Yeah,
going to say,
thank
we
you so
might be
much.
able to
It's
post it in one
opening.
of the chats.
Yeah, I will do this tonight because it's about 9:30 here in the Netherlands, but I will finish it tonight.
Excellent. Excellent.
And then I put it and I sent it to, I will send it away.
Fantastic.
Thank
Laurie,
you for
welcome.
your help.
Laurie, Ellie, I wanted to say welcome. You're new. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited that you've joined us. All right. We'll see you
thanks,
later.
everybody.
Bye, Vanette. Bye, Andrea. Bye, Daniela. Bye, Callie. Bye, Barbara.
Bye, everyone. I love you.
Bye.
Love you.